This video is about a 90-degree gearbox and what's in it and how to hopefully get everything out. Okay, it comes pretty sloppy. This has multiple gearboxes on that plastic. I have a few I'm doing jobs on for myself. Most of the time you take them apart because of bad bearings or people that do this to them and drill holes where they're not supposed to drill holes. So that shaft is totally shot. I need to get a brand new one. Okay, sorry that I have to move the camera too much. Alright, here's the seal that came out of the back, and also the bearing that came out of the back where the pulley is. Okay, you have to hammer them out. And then what I used to get that one bearing out was this big piece of steel. And then the other ones, I used just those punches to get the other bearings out. Not hard, really. And here's the inside of one. Oh yeah, I need a screwdriver. Okay, in here is where one of the bearings will sit. And that bearing gets full of grease and everything. It's non-sealed, just a regular bearing, not like the outer ones. And this is the other one. Same thing. It's where just where the bearing sits, right in there. For the outside one. Okay, now these are the shafts for it. This one is that output one, the one that goes for your drive shaft. That's the one that gets always messed up, because either the drive shaft's not tight, it's worn, it's not adjusted right for as far as I'll show you in a little bit. And then there's this one is for the chain, and that one usually will get messed up or chipped, and it'll cause you to pop pins and a lot more goofiness that can happen with that. And here's that outbound shaft. And this one's a little messy. It's dirty in here. And it's only because it sits out, but it's also got some grooves in here. I just don't know if I want to keep it or just do another one. And let's see. Here's one of those bearings. That's the non-sealed one for your inside of that case. That is obviously the gear, the small one. That is for the drive shaft side. They both have keys, so be aware when you take that apart. And there's the one for the pulley. And what else? Oh, and here's the seal. That seal is in good shape compared to the other one. I did a better job. There's numbers on it I need to have. So as far as getting that out, you just have to make sure you support this. So when the bearing's being pressed out, it's going into a hole or through the vise or however you want to do it. But make sure that this is supported so you don't break anything. I've done more than enough in cars, so that's why I know all these interesting things. Okay, now this is your adjustment. There's a collar inside that it runs on, so it's not just a bolt that goes through there. And so that's something a lot of them don't have because somebody took it out. Oh, we don't need that. So what I was talking about before was the adjustments of this and the adjustment of that will play a little bit into your outdrive on how it angles for the drive shaft, and that can cause drive shaft issues and also issues for that shaft getting hammered some more. Most people do not know about this little feature. If I can get the camera to do what I want. This right here is the bracket that usually goes onto the snowblower. If you put it on that bolt peg, and this comes with it usually, or anything, this keeps it solid. It keeps it so it doesn't move back and forth. So when you want to move it, take it apart, whatever you want to do, this keeps it rigid from rocking back and forth, which pops out your shaft and all that good stuff. So then there's also this I meant to mention too. This shaft and the pulley have an adjustment in and out for your belt alignment. As you noticed on this other shaft, I didn't take the pulley off. I can't get it off. I'm going to have someone press it off for me. So like I said, I have a few of these. There's that one. This one's it's got bearing problems. Inside it's making noise. It's the one I've had on my blower. The other two are just spare. And hold on a second. Go for a walk. New wheels, tires. Not new wheels, but used stuff. Put that on this year. I bought this, I'll tell you about that in a minute. Now here's this snowblower. This is the one I do use. And it's got 4 of those paddles. Let's see if I can do my finger right there. Those paddles are great. If you can get one with 4 of them, it'll blow like nobody's business. And they work really good. And that's a QA42A. And then this other one, which I just bought recently for parts, because it really isn't worth much. With that, that's a Q36A, so it's a little thinner. And then you have other things you need to pay attention to if you buy one of these. Rot. Big time. I might be able to MIG weld that and make it better. We'll see. This blade, it's a scraper. That gets worn real good, and you have to replace that most of the time, depending on how you set these shoes that are on the outside. Another thing, as far as maintenance goes, you always want to lube that chute. I put some kind of grease on it. I use red tacky stuff, they call it. That's that. You got to pay attention to that so it moves better for you. Here's another big problem, is the chain, where the chain and that drive shaft are off of. This thing, because it's aluminum, the pin, oh, the light's terrible. The pin gets frozen in it because steel and aluminum are friends. So if yours can come apart, grease the snot out of it, and either that or never seize. We'll take care of some of that too. Obviously there's grease fittings there. You gotta grease that. What else do we need to know? There are different style drive shafts. They'll be the same length, but they're not going to have as many set screws in them. This one has 3. Sorry, the picture's terrible. But yeah, there's that difference there. And other than that, you just gotta really maintenance them, because they get to see all the slop and dirt and all of that stuff. So that's the best I got for this video. See ya.